Hello and welcome to Clay to Canopy, the show where I attempt to make just about everything from the ground up. Today I am going to be making this wand and this wand stand. So come on, let's do this. This video was completely unexpected and not at all part of the original Halloween themed plan, but as I was making the brooms for this, I had a little bit of extra wood and decided that it really would be perfect for a wand, and then the wand led to needing a wand stand because this beautiful piece of magnolia that lent itself to the wand, I really felt like it needed to be highlighted, so I went ahead and made this wand stand. Anyway, here it goes. I hope you enjoy it. This top part is telling me that it needs to be a wand. As I was attempting to display my wand back there, it just wouldn't sit up right, and I realized that I'd like to procrastinate from tying knots on pine needles for the broom because it's driving me insane and it's killing my hands. So to take a break from that and distract myself even more, I am going to make a stand for this wand. I have some paint sticks. I'm just going to make a temporary box. Just get my hot glue gun. Have a board that I'm hot glue gunning these onto, so it'll make sense in a minute. I should tell you I've not done this before. I just have an idea in my head that cropped up about 5 minutes ago, so always winging it, right? Come on, this is like the worst glue gun ever. Okay, this is like, oh, pay a little more money than the 99-cent store for your glue gun. Maybe it'll be better, and it's like the worst piece of crap. I have some kinetic sand. This is store-bought, the kinetic sand that I made for mold casting. I was not caring for, and it is not usable at the moment. As I had said when I made that video, you could use it over and over again, but it does need to be regularly cared for, and mine's been sitting there for months. When did I make that video? It was like a year ago. So I'm just using my store-bought stuff, and I'm gonna press this into here. I have no plan, so I am just going to use my fingers to make a well that looks textured. Oh, can't forget my straw. I knew in my head that I needed to incorporate a straw. Straw. And I was about to dump this mug in the trash. It is chipped and ready to be thrown out, but might as well give it one last life before we do that. Now the straws here, I need there to be a hole running through my casting to hold up the wand. It'll make sense. It'll make sense, I promise you. It makes sense in my head. If only you could see the instructions I have in my head, then it would be much easier. I'm gonna throw this on so that I can deal with this dust. I'm just mixing up some concrete and gonna pour it into concrete. Keep saying concrete. Concrete has rocks. Cement has sand. I've been mainly using cement because you don't need that rock. If you're doing big stepping stones that's gonna hold a lot of weight, by all means use cement. Use concrete. In this case, cement for these craft projects are fine. I also want it smoother, and of course, it's making a big old mess. Dang it. Should have put plastic down. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Alright, it's not fully cured, but I don't want to dry out my sand too much, so I'm just going to take this apart now very carefully. No, my straws are probably going to break. Oh, nope, I got them out. Alright. If you're interested in making your own kinetic sand, I know that this is store-bought, but I did an in-depth video on making kinetic sand and using it to make castings. I will link that in the description, so you can check that out if you'd like. As this continues to dry, I'll be able to get more of this bits of sand off. While it's a bit soft, I think I want to sand down the bottoms. Got a sheet of coarse sandpaper. kind of happy with how uneven the backside is, so I think I'm going to be putting some felt on it. It'd probably be better anyway when I set it down on it. I'm going to be running these brass screws through here, and I will have something upright that's going to become a cradle to hold my wand. So I'm just going to very gingerly drill a little bit so I can get a washer and the screw head to sink in a bit. I think I might just set it aside to finish curing. I see that, but I just like can't help myself. All right. One more thing. I want to soften these edges a bit. After I cleaned up my cast piece, I went ahead and washed off all the excess sand, and then I give it a spray coat with a base of just some primer black, and then I went in with a hammered spray paint just to increase the texture, play off of the bits of sand that was already in that texture in the casting, and to give it a bit of a hunk of metal kind of look. After all of that was finished, I went to work making these pieces of brass that are going to be sitting in here to hold the wand up. That required me to do a little bit of soldering with these bits of brass and a threaded rod. So this is going to sit in here. I actually went ahead and soldered my nut directly to the top and to the threaded rod. That would be working like the end of a bolt. And then that's gonna all shimmy in here. I will be able to thread my nut at the bottom, and we have this whole setup going on. Before I get to all of that though, because this is still a raw piece of cement, I do want to, I said it right, I said cement and not concrete. I'm gonna cut some felt and be felting up the bottom and probably adding a bit of felt where the wand meets. I'm gonna just sand up in here a bit because I need to make sure that there's a little bit of something for the super glue to grab at. Buddy man. It's unplugged, so I don't need to worry about him getting burned. Alright, and there it is. Hey y'all, I have a couple of mail shout outs to give. I just wanted to sneak in here and show you some of the things that I received this month. First up is from a very good friend of mine, Jamie, who makes these handmade cards. They are totally adorable, completely my style. Mickey Mouse, she made a whole slew of these cards as well as a couple of birthday cards that were really awesome cards. I'm like stocked now for sending out my holiday cards, whoever's on my mailing list, all 5 of you. Anyway, she also made this awesome wreath from the technique I did for the witch hat wreath and sent it along. This is a pet inspired wreath. She makes things for the pet fundraiser to help a local shelter. Gifted to me from Lorinda and made from Christine at Great Impressions. It is this awesome tumbler that I am absolutely in love with. Great Impressions does a bunch of custom blankets, tumblers, custom different objects. So I will put a link to Great Impressions also in the description. Thank you very much for the birthday gifts. I really appreciate them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already, and I hope to see you soon.